Greetings to all the family. As I said some few days ago that the president of Ghana has been playing some mind games with the president of France on the media just to give the Africans the assurance. I have been saying this for a very long time that our African leaders today are the good crafters, or they know how to craft speeches, but they are not good in terms of taking actions to see to it that their people are living good and better lives. You see what I'm saying? They know how to bring out speeches, very, very enticing speeches, but they don't know how to rule or how to take control or how to support, how to implement policies, how to put priorities first. They don't know, they don't understand the meaning of priorities, but they understand the meaning of crafting a speech to be able to seek public or the audience attention. They know how to give speeches, but they don't know how to work things out, how to solve problems. That is what Africa lacks today. Our African leaders know how to give best speeches that you ever seen, but they don't know how to solve problems. See what I'm saying? Let us see the speech and then we will discuss after that.
A lot about the development of
they were talking about the African diaspora. Diaspora is just a dispersion. Diaspora is just a dispersion of people outside of Africa, outside of their native continent, seeking for paradise somewhere. Is what I'm saying. They call it paradise. Even when you spell diaspora, you will get paradise out of that. You see what I'm saying? Paradise, diaspora, dispersion of people outside of Africa. That is what they were talking about. Now,
welcome to the Great African Leadership Series, where we feature great inspirational speeches and quotes from African leaders.
I think that the things that have brought us here today tell us a lot about the development of our continent of Africa. I'm beginning by saying that the place of the diaspora, the status of people in the diaspora, of the African diaspora, is intimately linked with what happens on the continent. An Africa strong and performing transforms your position and your status here in Europe. But an Africa which continues to live the narrative of poverty, hungry children, people going across the Sahara, going in rickety boats and dying in Lampedusa to get to Europe. That Africa is not a narrative that is going to help you over here. So I think between you and us, our main task is the transformation of the continent. And why do I say so? Just one simple example. The Chinese diaspora is supposed to be some 60 million people. And in the table of states that constitute the 25th country in the world, they're saying that of the 52 billion foreign investment that went into China in the 80s and 90s that transformed China into what it is today, the manufacturing hub of the world, 50% of that, 26%, came from the Chinese overseas community. And that development of China that has taken place has changed the status and the position of Chinese all over the world. So I want you to take those statistics very seriously, because that is the transformative connection that we want to make with the African diaspora. How to implicate it in the development of the continent. Once we change the narrative about Africa, and we can only do it ourselves, we have to get away from the idea that there's some Father Christmas somewhere who's going to come and develop our continent for us. There is no such Father Christmas. There's just us who are going to be able to develop our continent.
so the president of Ghana is saying that if Africans are waiting for someone to come from somewhere, if you are waiting for somebody somewhere to come out to Africa and develop our country or our continent for us. It's not gonna happen. It's never gonna happen. But the truth is, we the Africans will develop our continent. But let us pay attention to what is even going on in Ghana. The president knows for a fact that people are dying on the Mediterranean Sea and the Arab nations, like he mentioned in the speech. That was a perfect speech. But come to think of it, what is this president in Ghana doing to solve? Is doing in Ghana alone? What is this president Akuffo doing in Ghana alone to make sure that the Ghanaian youth who are diasporically living Africa to die? I'm talking about in practical terms, living in Africa to die on the Mediterranean Sea and the Arab nations. If he really knows and he feels the heat that the youth are going through right now in Ghana, what is he doing to counter such, I would say, such a disgraceful act? What is he doing about it? He mentioned that people are dying, African youth are dying on the Mediterranean Sea. And I'm using only Ghana as an example. Recently, they said they were going to build National Cathedral for the people of Ghana. Even though already Ghana has a lot of prayer camps, a lot of churches, a lot of these pastors and prophets are deceiving us. But a president of a Republic of Ghana, is building a cathedral for the people of Ghana. Meanwhile, there are youth, graduates who have the strength and knowledge to support their country. They just need a foundation. They just need somebody to lay the little foundation for them, and that's it. But this president, who is now giving out a perfect speech, mentioning out or pointing out the problems in Africa, instead of him settling down the youth by collaborating with the so-called leaders of the world that he's been having meeting with at the United Nations level, speaking with them that, hey, we have a lot of unemployed graduates in Africa, and it's going to be a good idea for us to also establish industrialization in our continent, so that the youth, instead of them escaping poverty in Africa to die in the Mediterranean Sea, they will rather stay home and support the continent. He doesn't care about that. He rather came to America and he said he got a loan from the President of the United States to go and build a cathedral for the people of Ghana. Does it make sense? Knowing for a fact that the people are suffering. And that means that is the priority. That is the first thing on top of the scale of preference. So if we have to tackle issues to make sure or to ensure the betterment of Ghana or Africa, we have to make sure that we secure a perfect employment for the youth. He doesn't care. He is rather securing cathedral to help deceive his own people. And now he is giving a perfect speech. And some of the media people will come out and say, oh, the president of Ghana gave out a perfect speech and the president of France was so shocked. He was not shocked. You see what I'm saying? That was how they play the mind games. That the president of Ghana was giving out a perfect speech. So, in the process of doing so, the president of France was very astonished, or he was shocked, or the president of France was disgraced by the speech. No one will be disgraced by a speech, but your enemy will be disgraced when they see you going forward, when they see you implementing policies that will facilitate or substantiate the improvement or the development of your continent. Your enemy will not be astonished or will not be shocked, or your enemy will never be put to shame because you have given out a perfect speech. I have been telling the Christians, Satan will never be put to shame because you are shouting in the church. I was telling the Muslims too. Satan will never be put to shame because you were doing 30 days Ramadan. But Satan will be put to shame when you run out of all those religions. You see what I'm saying? So that you don't think about Satan anymore. So this is what is going on. Our president in Ghana is giving out a perfect speech. And recently they also came out with another idea that they want to expand the law chambers for the Ghana parliamentarians. Meanwhile, we have innocent little children of Ghana suffering, studying or going to school under trees, no infrastructures for them to utilize, to supplement their studies. And upon all of this, building law chambers for the parliamentarians who are already doing nothing for the people of Ghana because we don't get anything out of them. They said they make laws. When was the last time a law was made in Ghana? Somebody who is not doing anything is getting paid more than a farmer somewhere in Ghana. It doesn't make sense. You see what I'm saying? But our leaders are the good crafters of speeches. They know how to design a perfect speech. And some of the speeches too, they copy from the previous presidents. They are good in that. But in terms of development, nah. You see what I'm saying? If Akuffo Addo knows that the African diaspora is not facilitating the development of the continent, he himself is the president of Ghana right now. Instead of him giving out speeches, because we have seen him a couple of times giving speeches with the France president, and the France president will behave as if he is very angry because the president of Ghana is giving out a perfect speech. We don't care about speeches. We care about development. We care about industrialization. We care about people not dying anymore. In the Arab nations, we care about the fact that you people will stop sending innocent little girls to the Arab nations to serve as housemaids. You see what I'm saying? They are serving as housemaids in slave trade in the Arab nations. You see what I'm saying? They know all this, but they don't do anything to eliminate the suffering of their people. And we are sick and tired of this kind of mind games. We are sick and tired of that. Yeah, let us analyze. The president is talking perfectly here in terms of the speeches that he's been giving out so far. None of his speeches is a flop, except one of the speeches where he said they are finding some ways and means to reduce the population of Ghana. That is the only speech so far that, he flopped. But all the speeches that he has been given is perfect. Why is he not putting his speeches into practice? His words. Why is he not putting his own words from his mouth into practice in his own motherland, Ghana? Instead of just meeting the France president somewhere, they will be having some drinks and they will be deceiving people on the TVs. Mother, we are sick and tired of these mind games. The youth of Africa and Ghana, for instance, let us reason and rise up. I love you all. This is the moment of truth and natural wisdom. We cannot continue to be like this while our people are dying because they are trying to escape the wickedness of our leaders. Our leaders have created the condition that will facilitate or that will force the youth outside of Africa. You see what I'm saying? And they are talking about African diaspora. Diaspora is just migration. Migration from Africa outside somewhere to die on the Mediterranean Sea. That is what diaspora is talking about. Migrating from Africa. Diaspora is migration. Migration to seek your paradise or to seek your greener pasture somewhere. And you ended up dying on the Arabian desert, or you ended up dying in somebody's house in Saudi Arabia, or you ended up dying in a ship on the Mediterranean Sea. That is what he is talking about. We are sick and tired of my games. Let us reason and rise up. I love you all. This is a moment of truth and natural wisdom.